Many fans and pros are claiming that Francis Ngannou was robbed of a win against Tyson Fury, and Tyson has responded to those claims. Eddie Hearn wasn't too impressed with Tyson's performance against Francis Ngannou, and he actually thinks that we're seeing the end of Tyson. Eddie stated, "I think he's done, I do. No disrespect, I think he's amazing for boxing, but that left hook wasn't even on the chin. It was a brushing shot and it put him over. If Joshua is in there tonight, he beats Tyson Fury 7 days a week and twice on a Sunday." Chris Eubank Jr. thinks Tyson should have been a little more focused and prepared for the fight. Chris stated, "Watching from ringside, I thought Ngannou won the fight. It was close, but he was the aggressor, landed heavier shots, and scored a knockdown. Fury deserved to lose after having so much trouble against a man who has never boxed before. Too much time filming Netflix specials and not enough time in the gym, I'm guessing. Unlucky Francis." Lennox Lewis really doesn't think that Francis did enough to secure a win, and he thinks that it takes much more than a knockdown. Lennox stated, "I thought Fury won the fight, but then again, I'm also of the contingency that you have to take the title from the champ. Aside from the knockdown, Ngannou just looked to counter all night. Call me old school, but that's just not enough in my book unless you stop him." Francis Ngannou believes that he definitely did enough though, and he thinks that the business structure in boxing takes a lot to bring down. Francis stated, "If he's being honest, he would say I won that fight. I won that fight. There's no question about it. And even before getting here, I knew if this fight goes to a decision, I'm not winning. Not because I didn't do good, because I'm the new guy in the house. I come here and I just want to kick into people's business. There's a structured business out there and you need to do a lot to destroy it. That's why it would be an upset. I wasn't expecting to win like that in a decision. But it is what it is. I do my job. I know I did everything I could have done. I did my best. Maybe next time I should just do better to convince people." Malik Scott definitely thinks that people are overlooking some of the good things that Tyson Fury did in the fight. Malik stated, "Ngannou, to me, he did so much better than so many people anticipated him to do that. But you gotta keep things in perspective. In the second half of the fight, Fury's jab took control of the fight. Ngannou couldn't really do anything with him, and he went back to his corner and his trainer told him, 'You can't just let him jab you like that.' I thought he did really well. I didn't think he won the fight, but I thought he did very well. I think he's being praised more because it was Ngannou's first fight. I wanted him to win, but I didn't think he was going to win. My prediction was fair. A fighter is coming from MMA and fighting the so-called best heavyweight in this era." After seeing what happened against Francis Ngannou, Alexander Usyk still thinks that he's going to fight Tyson in December.
Do you believe truly that the fight will happen on December 23rd? Honestly.
I believe I want. 23 December.
That didn't really answer the question. Do you think it will happen though? In your heart, do you think it will happen on December 23rd? Frank Warren has said no.
Frank Warren, blah, 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 blah. Frank. Сорян, братан. Talk too much.
Carl Frampton really believes that Francis won the fight, and he knew that this was going to be a controversial decision. Carl stated, "I'm going against Lennox as well, and I'm going to go with Dan Hardy here. I thought that Francis Ngannou won that fight. At times, I couldn't believe what I was watching, and I think we've all done it. People who were picking Tyson Fury to win this fight and win it clearly, we were doing it rationally. We were trying to think rationally. This is a guy in Francis Ngannou coming into his first boxing match and fighting the heavyweight champion of the world. How was he supposed to win? In my eyes, he won the fight. I think Tyson may have overlooked him. He struggled with his style. He was very awkward. We all thought Francis was going to come and swing. He boxed beautifully at times." Gareth A Davies loved what Francis was able to do, but he doesn't think that it was enough to call his loss a robbery. Davies stated, "He just always had his mojo in the fight, no matter what was happening, because he knew he could hurt Fury, and it was a clip, wasn't it? It wasn't a massive punch, it was a forehead punch. He hit him in the top of the head with a left hand. No, it wasn't a robbery because it was a close fight. Fury won most of the rounds outside of the third. 10-8 for Ngannou, and the 8th was definitely Ngannou's with that assault of 8 or 9 punches from the southpaw stance. That's what was so impressive about him. Michael Buffer was absolutely amazed, and he admitted that Francis was able to shut down most of Tyson's advances.
I think, and I was talking to the referee too, Tyson Fury has a really good inside game where he uses his size and he'll wear a guy down. Getting a clinch, well, he'll give you a good hug and hang on to you and lean on you. Every time that happened here, Ngannou just locked them up, man. I mean, his MMA training and past combat fighting, he knows how to hug, and you can see his physique. I mean, so that didn't work, and then you didn't see it anymore. And Tyson Fury should have been throwing some more jabs, even just waving them out there.
I gotta say, Michael, even with the decision going the way it is, I think I just saw the biggest upset in boxing. Like,
was it 40-1? It was. I mean, it was really up.
I didn't even check because who's betting?
Even though we hate to admit it, what were we saying last night and this morning? You and I together.
Absolutely no shot.
And 1 round, or if he wants to carry him 3-4 rounds, And nobody in the boxing business thought this would really do anything other than have a big crowd.
Even Conor McGregor believed that Francis was robbed, and he thinks that an MMA fight between Francis and Tyson would end in Francis' favor. Conor stated, "If it was MMA, this right here is a massacre. Fair play to Francis and to Tyson for taking the unknown challenge. Francis won despite what the judges say, albeit under boxing rules over 10 rounds. It was close. Both fought valiantly. Respect. May God bless fighting sport. As for me, in today's often grim and sad world, it is the premier distraction to what is going on." Mauricio Sulaiman actually thought Francis did so well that he should have been ranked after the fight. He stated, "What I personally witnessed last night is a solid boxer who deserves to be ranked by the WBC, and I will make such recommendations to the ratings committee." After seeing the fight, there's been some doubt about Tyson being able to fight Alexander Usyk in December, and his promoter stated, "Everyone, including Usyk, did not give much chance to Ngannou, but the man has shocked the world. Fury underestimated his opponent. Arrogance, lack of discipline, and thirst for money lead to these kinds of circumstances, but we have December 23rd inked and Fury cannot escape that." After hearing all the accusations, Tyson Fury responded to claims that Francis was robbed, and he stated, "He won the 10-8 knockdown round and maybe one other round, but other than that, I was just boxing and he couldn't close the distance down. I'm not a judge, but I can clearly see he didn't win the fight by the punch stats." According to Tyson, he blames ring rust for his unusually subpar performance. Tyson stated, "I felt my timing was quite off. I've been out of the ring for nearly a year. A little bit of ring rust, but it was what it was. It was far from one of my best performances. It wasn't a vintage Tyson Fury, but listen, you do what you have to do to get through and on to the next one." If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.